Welcome to April. I'm Beth and I'm back with SOS Explorer, and now that we've entered April, I wanted to talk about the changes in seasons. I know spring technically starts in March, but at least where I live, it doesn't really start feeling like springtime until April, and sometimes even May depending on the year. So what we're looking at right here is sea ice extent, and we start in 1978, it runs all the way through 2018, and we're looking at how the sea ice changes over the course of the year. Now, as you might expect, we can see the sea ice expanding through the winter and then shrinking through the summer. Typically, we're going to get our maximum amount of sea ice in March after it's had all winter to freeze up. And then we get minimums in September when it's had all summer to melt. So now that we're into April, the days are getting longer and warmer, and so we're going to see the snow and ice starting to recede all the way through summer. And that's what we can see in this data set here. If we want to look at other seasonal changes that are visible in our data sets, then we can jump to our vegetation data set, because of course vegetation changes over the course of the year. My front yard currently is a terrible shade of brown right now, but as we get more sun and as the rain starts to come, hopefully my yard's going to turn a nice green color. And that's what we're seeing in this vegetation. Across our lands, we see leaves coming out on trees and crops coming out in fields, and so the greenness really changes in our planet over the course of the year. So if I pause here in October, we can see it's starting to brown out. That's the time of year when the leaves are falling off the trees and the crops are being harvested and things like that. But if we jump back to say in April, it's brown, but if we put it back into animating, we can watch it green up through the summer as all those leaves are coming onto the trees. If you have downloaded SOS Explorer, you can be looking at these data sets yourself as we're playing along. The next one I wanted to show you is bird migration, because it's not just the biosphere and the cryosphere that are changing, but it's also life on our planet. Lots of animals base their migration habits on the seasons. So what we're looking at in this data set here is bird migration. Now the background we've done as temperature, and what you're going to notice, each dot is a different bird species, and what you're going to notice is that most of the birds are following the warm air. So in the summer they all come towards the northern hemisphere and further north, and then in the winter they head south following that warmer water. This is a really fascinating data set. I definitely suggest downloading the app and taking a closer look at this one on your own. And explore further. There's lots of various data sets that you can use to get a good sense of all of the different ways that our planet changes through the year and through the seasons. Thanks for joining.